Hey guys, welcome back to some Guild of Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the leaderboards and what is going on. But first, of course, big announcement when it comes to Krektos and it comes to the guild, we are forging our very first right there, the Heart of Unity. We are focusing and building out our first legendary artifact. It's pretty cool to share the progression with you guys and see what we're doing. Also over on the FHG account or on the FHG guild, we are crafting our first artifact, which it should be done right about now. And we are also looking at really a full guild and an active guild. So it's really cool to see. We know there are some other events that are going to be coming down the pipeline for this game. But first, I want to look at the leaderboard and really break this down. So when it comes to the November leaderboard announcement, this came out late last night. You can see there are going to be some changes, and I love the changes in here. So looking at this, and I really want to break it down. So we're going to do 1.5 million Guild of Guardian tokens. I know a lot of people with the tokenomics and it going down quite a bit. It is what it is, guys. It is a crypto market. If you're in the game to make money, if you're in the game to get an incredible amount of tokens, you're not going to like this update. Let's be honest. So based on the feedback, they really shifted it from the top 50 players to a broader base of players. If you want the game to succeed, if you really want the balance within there, you have to incentivize not only players that can earn the tokens as a play to earn game, because that's essentially what it was marketed as, but going in there and really not locking all of the tokens behind the players that put the most money in the game. It's really the way that you're going to bring this out to the bigger and really more of the community. In addition, endless mode returns as the primary reward. This needs to be, and really, in my opinion, stay as the primary rewards. Although they were planning to focus on arena, the arena is a lot of players not too happy, because what happens is with the arena mode, you might grind it out, and then you get to the very last 30 minutes of the season or of the week, and players just grind out every single card, or they save all of their cards to do it. And really, it's anyone's game when you're going back and forth with the leaderboards on where you're going to end, and if you can play that last 30 minutes that are in there, because you can, if you're a larger player, just farm a ton of players really fast versus going in there and consecutively doing it like we see with endless mode. Now, also, the final week of October was a skip. There were a couple things in here that we seen, specific Guardians equipment combinations. That's the reason why we've seen some of the nerfs that we have, some of the ways that you can build, not really a bug, and I know they say kind of a bug, but there are specific Guardians equipment combinations that you can almost make them that they can't be hit or they can't die. It's kind of cheesy, but to ensure fairness, they made a tough call to exclude it. To prevent similar future things like this happening, they're implementing a new internal bug triage policy, which we're going to have to see exactly what that looks like, reducing or removing scores. October token rewards are scheduled for this week. However, we made some concerning exploits that allow certain players to use Guardians they no longer own. That is another thing, guys. You can't have that. We have to maintain the integrity of the game itself, or it's not going to work. This is the big, honestly, the problem or the flaw, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to cryptocurrency games and when it comes to some of these, is if you're moving your Guardians or selling your Guardians, but still using the Guardians, it doesn't really make sense to make sure that there's not right there violations of digital ownership will not be tolerated. And of course, for the best experience possible, looking at November. Now, of course, we are already in November. As you can see, the week started October 3rd, November 5th. Today is, I believe, November 6th. So this is already done. This is the last week, but you can see game mode scored none. This was the bye week, meaning that right now it is the 6th right now, or no, the 8th. So we are in endless arena right here, endless arena, endless rush, endless arena. Special event is coming in there. And I do want to break down exactly what it looks like for the summary leaderboard. You can see there's not idols. So there are not going to be any idols short of what is coming on the special event, which I'm okay with. When you look at some of the idols, I know you have an opportunity to get a free hero. Overall, we've gotten pretty lucky. We got a copy of Salve, but I do like the ability to get tokens. When I get the tokens, I can recycle those tokens back into Ascension Seals. I can recycle those tokens into a couple things. That is what is going to keep the tokenomics, or really the Guild of Guardian token, from just absolutely tanking. If every single time people get all of these leaderboard rewards and they just sell the token, it's going to be continuously driving the price down. But if the tokens are used to put money back into the game or put the token back in the game, it's going to make a difference on where you're going to rank in the future and also kind of building this out. Now, in addition, remember they are pledging tokens. I pledged 18,000 tokens. We got a couple hundred back last time, which I was pretty happy with. But overall, that's a way to kind of combat this, giving an incentive to players to hold the token itself to see what comes. Now, leaderboard rewards. Now, you'll notice right here, first rank one, 13,000. But the big thing is when you start coming down here is looking at the first 1,000 players that are here are still going to receive Guild of Guardian tokens, which again, even though it is a small amount of tokens, it is still tokens itself. So looking at the endless, and again, I love the endless mode. You are going to get tokens as long as you're in that first 1,000. Even if you don't rank in this week or this season of the 1,000 players, the first 2,000 are still going to get rewards, which again, I'm pretty happy. 2,000 players is pretty inclusive of a lot of players within here and how they score and how they play. Looking at the arena leaderboard, I do not like the arena, but overall, you can see even here, we're looking at the first 1,000 players are going to get Guild of Guardian tokens. The 2,000 plus are going to still be rewarded with progression to go ahead and make some more progression for the next season. And then of course, the rush leaderboard, the exact same. The first 1,000 are going to go ahead and get some Guild of Guardian tokens. And I mean, we usually rank right around the 100 to 200. So roughly in this area, so 263 to 405. And that is with most modes. Even looking at the arena, we're usually around the 100 to 200. And then in the endless mode, we've done the same. We're usually around the 100 to 200. So definitely making a big push during this season is going to make a big difference. Now, of course, special events. So special events, you'll notice right off the bat with this one, there are no Guild of Guardian tokens. There's none at all, which means you are just going to get idols in here in its entirety. But again, looking at the first 2,000 players, you are still going to get rare and epic idols. Those, of course, can be open to get Guild of Guardians, the actual Guardians themselves, which is pretty cool. If you're in the first 100, you're going to get legendary Guardians as well, which I do like that. You're going to get the legendary idols in here so you can crack them open. And we're going to have to see exactly where we rank after the season. So overall, definitely a little bit of changes around here and how they're doing it. And I love that it is not so heavily front loaded with the players that are really in here, heavy pay to win. But it's very cool to see that we have more kind of an even distribution. Even looking here, we're almost to level 87 at this point. I've been crafting like crazy. I've been farming like crazy. We've been trying to get EXP like crazy and really utilizing all of our crafting, all of our watched ads, all of our free ads, everything in this game to make a little bit more progression. Also farming out the tier 7 gear. Tier 7 gear, we know the cost and the cost of gold is really focusing on some of our larger heroes like Leah. Leah, I focused and I've been saving to look at this. Even here, powering this up, because the gold cost, I have 4 million gold in here, and we're not even remotely close to where we can get 4 million. I mean, so you're talking 5+ million, maybe 6 million to gain one single level, which again is kind of crazy. So the alternative to doing the wand, which of course is going to give us more attack, is doing the boots. They're going to allow us more attack. And you can see we got pretty lucky right here. We have a level 3 or tier 7 level 3 24 stat boost. So this is going to be a really big boost. Crit rating damage. Same here, crit rating damage. 18, so still pretty good, but it is not the faction specific. And then we also did get a 24 here, and this, of course, is still our tier 6. We're going to have to build this up a little bit further. But overall, very happy with the heroes. Radiance, not going to happen. When it gets to this point, guys, the Radiance is so incredibly expensive. We're talking 8,000 Radiant souls to have a 1% chance. That is going to be super expensive. We're going to have to see what we get out of there. Tarvos we're saving for, and I do have 2 more cracked hearts to either get Tarvos up, but we do need those Imperial Souls. And then, of course, getting Karuk up the exact same. We need all of these Redeemer Souls, and this will also take into 15 for the Enlightenment. That'll be done in its entirety. Now, you'll notice 15.5, and then Tarvos is 13.7. We have gotten very lucky with Tarvos. We actually haven't failed any of his Enlightenments yet. So pretty happy overall with the build that we have with him. And then of course, Grizel we're using on a regular basis. We also do have T-Rock, Cyrus, which is my tank that I've been getting up 10-5 right there. And then Thorit. Thorit, unfortunately, the Radiance in there. I have to enlighten some of these copies of Thorit. Unfortunately, I don't have any Ascension Seals. That's the reason why I want to get the Gilded Guardian token so I can go ahead and buy the Ascension Seals, build up these copies of Thorit, and build up Thorit much higher, because game changer with Thorit, guys, if you're not aware and if you don't have his actual item, when you look at Thorit right here, transfers 30% of Thorit's attack to the linked ally, which is your strongest ally. So you need to build up Thorit and build him up high, because his attack is going to be transferred right to Leah, making a really big difference. And of course, with the skills and abilities, he can attack way faster with this ultimate ability, increasing the attack speed by 100% for 8 seconds. That is massive. So even going in here, building up something like this where we can get him, another 5,000 attack. Remember, 30% of that is going over to the other hero. So if you got 5,000 attack, 30% going over, that's a pretty good buff that he's getting out of there, making sure, again, that we kind of build up and really develop these heroes. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.